Be honest, you are sick and tired of hearing about what's the why, what's the why. You know what? Screw the why. We're going to talk about what's the what. Stay with us. It is high noon just outside Nashville, Tennessee, and it's time for Dental Profits live webinar series. I'm Sean Crabtree, where we come to you live each week talking about ways to have you with happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. So, screw the why. Let's talk about the what. Sean, what in the heck are you talking about when it comes to the what? You know what? The what is the most important part. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Regardless of whatever service business that you're in right now, if you don't have some answers to some very clear questions about what your what is, then you don't have a basis for which all of your decisions are made. Let's take a dental office as an example. Everything that you do should be based around what it is that you like. What are the things that you don't like? What are the things that you're trying to accomplish? I mean, at the end of the day, this is America, and this is all about you designing a purpose-driven business, and that's what I want for you, and that's what it is that we're going to talk about today. So, when it comes to the what am I really talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. As a dental office, ask yourself, what kind of dentistry is it that you like to do? From there, depending on the answer, you're going to base all of your marketing around that what. You're going to base your SEO, you'll base your website information, your organic, your pay-per-click, all of that will be based around what is the type of service that you most enjoy doing, so that when the phone rings, if you're implementing all the other stuff that we talk about, like qualifying patients with the proper intake call, you'll make sure that the phone that's actually ringing to be able to take that intake call is based around exactly what kind of services that you most enjoy. Now, that's not the only thing, of course. You're going to base everything, all of the departments in your practice will be based around your what. Not only what it is that you like to do in terms of the services that you provide. What do you want your patients to look like? What do you want your team to look like? What do you want your facility to look like? What are the things, as a matter of fact, probably one of the best exercises that you can do, and I got this from, I have to give credit where credit is due. I got this actually from Elijah Desmond in a recent interview that I had. I thought it was a really great idea, and I would share it with you. There are so many people out there right now who are in a service business who are complaining about all the things that you don't enjoy. You're not doing anything about it. You're just complaining about it. You complain about it to yourself. You're complaining about it to the people around you. You're complaining about it to perhaps the people on your team, the people that are closest to you, and frankly, they're not enjoying hearing about it. So instead of complaining about it, let's do this little exercise and let's do something about it. Take a sheet of paper and make a list. Just put a T right on a sheet of paper. And at the very top, write like. And on the other side, at the very top, write don't like or hate or whatever that word is for you. And make a list of all of the things that you enjoy about what's going on currently in your business and all the things that you would like to have happen in your business. And then go to the other side. What are all the things that you truly do not enjoy, that you hate, that you don't like, that go on a daily basis in your business? What are the things that you want to make sure never happens in your business so you don't have to deal with those things? Compile that list, put some thought into this, and really make a complete list on both sides of that spectrum. From that point, here's what I would challenge you to do. Once you've exhausted that list about all the likes and all the dislikes, now we can begin to create a purpose for your business. Now you can begin to take those dislikes and take those likes, and let's go create processes, systems, and strategies to implement those things that you do like at a very high level, and to prevent those things that you don't like, or if they're already going on, to completely eradicate them from your life. This is how you have not only happier clients and better results and make more money, this is how you enjoy the ride. And that's what it is that I want for you. So let's take one example of that. Let's take, we could talk about all the departments in your business, right? We could talk about reinstatement of dormant patients. We could talk about your marketing. We could talk about the systems in terms of the inner departments in your practice. If you are, let's say, if you're an attorney and you really enjoy the corporate side of law versus, let's say, divorces, and divorces would be something that you don't enjoy, corporate law would be something that you really do enjoy. Now, of course, you can build a marketing strategy all around how to go invite more corporate business, and of course making sure that you are in all of your SEO and your pay-per-click, making sure that you design all of the organics away from any divorce, right? Dormant customers. You can develop systems and strategies about going after customers, clients, patients for that matter, that are in your dormant inventory that follow suit with the things that you really enjoy, and you don't have to go after those that you don't enjoy. Now, if you don't have all of that, of course, the reverse of everything that we're talking about is you're just going after anybody and everybody, which is creating more of the things that you don't enjoy. This is not allowing you to, as we say, enjoy the ride. Now, my experience is that when you're not enjoying the ride, you generally don't have happier clients, you're not getting better results, and you're not making more money. And of course, everything we do here is just the opposite of that. We want you to have all that good stuff. Happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. Okay, so let's say we're talking about marketing, and let's say that you are a dentist. You have to really get clear on what type of dentistry that I want to do that you most enjoy. If you really enjoy implants, and let's say specifically that you really enjoy denture supported implants, okay, then the marketing that you would put in place as a strategy going after those type of patients is completely different than if it were traditional ortho, as an example, is something that you enjoy. Not only when we're talking about specific traditional types of marketing, but specifically we're talking about organics and pay-per-clicks. And you're talking about, when I say pay-per-clicks, by the way, and organic SEO, we're talking about search engine optimization. We're talking about your online presence. When somebody looks up you and your business online, the information that they find tells them whether or not you are looking to do what it is that they believe that they need, right? That would be your online presence or search engine optimization. You can organically create those things to drive that search engine optimization so that it's more on point in terms of the strategy that supports the things that you most want to do. Of course, pay-per-clicks are also SEO, search engine optimization, but that would be based around dollars that you pay to put your name at the top of the list in the search engine, and you pay for that. Now, if you're not, as an example, if you're not very clear on exactly the kind of services that you enjoy, and you're doing pay-per-clicks, then you're going to have a lot of people who are using your money by clicking on, because you're at the top of the list on the search engine, they're clicking on you, and then they're picking up the phone, they're calling your practice, or however that you have that process laid out. And a lot of times they're coming in and they're coming to you because of things that you don't enjoy doing, right? If you don't enjoy insurance, right, then how, get clear about that. If that's one of the things that you don't enjoy and you're currently perhaps in contract with a lot of PPO insurances, then how can you learn to create more value? What's the strategy that you need to do when it comes to treatment acceptance, as an example, so you can create more value and have a history of creating that value so that over time you can perhaps drop those insurances that you don't enjoy dealing with, or go after those patients that are not insurance based. At the end of the day, all of the systems, all of the strategies, and all the departments in your business need to be based on your what. And again, if you don't have that what very clearly spelled out, then you don't have any direction, you don't have any purpose, you don't have any basis for any strategies. And you're inviting more and more of the things that are causing you stress. You're inviting more and more of the things that you don't enjoy. And you're going to end up having not so happy patients, not so better results, not so much money. And you're certainly, at the very least, not going to enjoy the ride. So, do that exercise. Make a list. What are the things that you do enjoy? What are the things that you don't enjoy? And make sure that's an exhaustive list. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sean, I enjoy all of the aspects of what I do in my service business. As a dentist, I just enjoy everything. I understand that. Here's what I'd tell you. At this moment, you may enjoy all of those. Take into consideration when you're asking yourself, what is my what? When you're asking yourself these kinds of questions, think about in terms of longevity. Think about in terms of your long-term enjoyment. Think about in terms of what are the things that you want to ultimately accomplish. Now, if you truly, truly enjoy, let's say, placing implants, if you're a general dentist, and you really enjoy that, take into consideration that over a period of time, how's that going to affect your health? Is that even something that you're concerned about? If it's not, no big deal. If it is, then you're going to adjust that into one side of that column or the other. And the more of these kinds of questions that you ask yourself, the more you can begin to really get clear on what your what is. Now, I know you're thinking, one of the other things that I hear, I actually just had a conversation with somebody about this the other day. I don't really know what it is that I enjoy. I just like all of it. Again, if you don't get clear about things like, where do you want to be long term, and how is this going to affect my future if I continue to deal with this particular situation that I kind of enjoy? Where's that going to put me in 5 years? Where's that going to put me in 10 years? How's that going to affect where it is that I am down the road? And at the end of the day, my belief is that everything in America is laid out in a way that you can have whatever it is that you desire. But you've got to get clear on what the heck it is that you desire. If you're not clear on what the what is, then you're not going to have enough want to get out there and create it over the long haul. And you're going to fall into these categories of people that who are in, they have the epitome of the American dream. They have their own business, but they're not happy because over the years they've not addressed some of these things. They've not addressed what they like, what they don't like. They're just complaining. They're in a perpetual state of complaint. Then it becomes a job, and now you're missing the whole point of the opportunity that we have in this great country. And that's not what I want to have happen for you. Anybody who is listening to this, anybody who is watching this, people who are in this scenario. They have this job mindset. They're coming in every day dreading what's going to happen for the day. They're not enjoying it. They feel like that they're serving somebody else. They feel like they're serving something else. They feel like it's not really where it is that they want to be. It's not too late, and it's never too early to take control of that. And the way you do it is by sitting down and figuring out exactly what your what is. Then you develop all of your strategies, all of your systems, in all of your departments, in all of your business around what that what is. Let me give you some more things that you might want to ask. So we talked about what are the services that you most enjoy providing. Whatever your business is, if you own an HVAC company, what are the things that you most enjoy about that? Write that down. What are the things that you least enjoy in terms of the services that you offer? Write that down. Who is your ideal customer? Casey, can you get me loaded up on this?
Yeah, okay.
Who is your ideal customer? Okay. What do they earn? What do they drive? What is their address? Right? What is their income level? The more specific that you can get, then the better you can lay the systems out to be able to accomplish attracting more of that. It's got to be said, what kind of money do you want to make over the next 12 months? What do you want your team to look like? Now, by the way, let me go back to the money. I'm not trying to say that everything should be built around the money that you want to make. However, I would say this. You and I both know that there are things that you do in your business that pay you more, that you enjoy more. If you're clear on exactly what kind of money it is that you want to make, then you can lay out systems to be able to get you there. Hey, Sandra. So what kind of money do you want to make? What do you want your team to look like is the next thing I would ask. It's an important question, because if you don't have an idea of what you want your team to look like for the general public, then the chances are you've got a hodgepodge of how that's going to look. The more specific you can get about what you want your team to look like, how they're dressed, all of those sorts of things, then the better you can get clear on what the strategy is so that your perception in the marketplace is on purpose. At the end of the day, that's what we're really talking about here, is making sure that everything you're doing is on purpose. Far too often we run into all sorts of people in the service business, service industries, that because they've never addressed this, because they've never asked what is their what, then they have no purpose in all of this. And they haven't built something that they really have long-term motivation for. Long-term motivation, having enough want to over the long haul, is what's going to keep you engaged. It's what's going to have you with happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. And that's what it is that I want for you, and that's what this show is all about. Somebody just says, hey, you know what? We ought to get the team involved, and I agree with that. It starts with you as the owner of the business, because at the end of the day, your name's on the door in some form or fashion, and at the end of the day, the chances are really good that you have more blood, sweat, toil, tears, and dollars invested in creating this child called your business than your team. So it starts with you getting clear on all of these areas about what your what is, and then from there getting the team involved. Of course, one of the things that will help you with this is the clearer you are on the front end, then when you sit down and have this conversation, you can get the team to buy into this so that they're a part of the conversation too. But it starts with your what in all of those areas so that everything can be laid out on purpose. There's a great book called The Purpose-Driven Life, and I refer to that quite a bit. Of course, many of you have read that book. It's a great book. If you've read that book, it's really about the same conversation. It's about the spirituality of being on purpose with your life. The business is no different. You've got to get clear on what exactly are the things that I'm looking for. And if you don't have that direction very clearly laid out, then there's no way that you're going to be able to develop systems around it. And if you're not able to develop strategies around what it is that you want, then you have no basis in any direction for anything that you're trying to create. I think Zig Ziglar once said that if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time. And that's really what we're talking about here, is getting very clear on what it is that you're trying to aim for. I look at it as, in a lot of ways, your business is like a fishing trip, right? Now, I don't do a lot of fishing here. I live on the lake, but we don't. I just have never been, that big into fishing. But from what I understand, there are a lot of similarities in that. I can take a fishing pole and I can take some hooks and I can take some bait and I can go out there and I can fish. And I may or may not catch anything. And if I do, it may not be something that I want to keep, right? Versus, if I get very clear on the front end about exactly the kind of species of fish that I'm trying to go catch, right? Now I can, once I'm clear about that, now I can develop a whole strategy. I can do the research about where to catch these fish, in what part of the water are they most likely to be. I can figure out at what depth they are and what temperature and what time of year that they're most likely to be at that place. I can also figure out what is the best type of bait to be able to use for that. What times of day are the best time to go get them? Now I can develop a strategy, and taking all of that information, I can go out and go precisely on purpose attempt to catch that specific fish. That's what it is that your business is all about. But you have to do that by screw the why and get in touch with what is the what. Casey likes that. Screw the why. All over social media right now is, it's talking about the why. You got to get in touch with your why and all of those sorts of things. You know what? For me, it's not about the why. It's about your what. Making a list of the things. What are the things that you most want to do? What are the things that you least want to do? How is that going to affect the things that you want most to accomplish down the road? What are those things that you want to accomplish most? Get clear about all those what. Take that exercise with that list that you wrote down on the page, and then begin to go do the research and develop the strategies so that everything that you do is absolutely on purpose. It's about, as Cameron says, it's about planning to win, preparing to win, and expecting to win, which I think is what Zig Ziglar says. So, this video was a request actually by Natalie Guzman. So, Nat, I hope this is working for you. Here's my challenge to you. If you're listening to this driving down the road, or if you're watching this right now, it's never too early, it's never too late. Do the exercise I ask you to do. Lay it out on a sheet of paper, all the things that you like, all the things that you dislike. And again, don't forget what we said earlier. There's no reason to only consider what you like and don't like at this moment. What are the things that you might like to implement that are not currently implemented? What are the things that you would never like, to slip into your business? List those things out on both sides. Now you have a purpose to begin to go create strategies across every aspect of your business. And that is what's going to have you consistently be in a place to have happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. And that's what this webinar series is about every single week. I'd love to know what you think. If you weren't able to hear this live, please, when you listen to the playback or watch the playback, leave me some comments. Let me know how you agree or how you disagree on this. Ask me some questions. We're always happy to help you in any way that you need. That's why we're here, and we're willing to support you however that looks. The last thing I would ask is this. If you're enjoying these, please share them. You can find us on thecrabtreegroup.com. Go to the YouTube page, click subscribe, and join us so that everything we do goes directly to your inbox. I'm Sean Crabtree, and this has been Dental Profits Webinar Series. Happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. I'll see you next week.